Who is Rabbi Meir Kahane? He is considered by many an extreme terrorist, someone to stay far away from, someone to close your ears when he speaks, and by others, a true hero, someone that really embodies what it means to be a proud Jewish person, what it means to really believe and regardless of what the world tells you, to stand up for what you believe in.
3 years ago, I served in the army in Samaria on the West Bank. In Ramallah, the Arabs rioted. So they sent me there to put down the riots. Now, I want you to know that not 5 minutes passed, the word spread through that town like lightning. Kahane's here. The rioting stopped. It's important that every one of you know what the name Kahane means to the Arabs. It means terror. They're afraid. And that's the only language they understand. And for those nice Jews sitting here who say, that's terrible, let me just repeat what Moshe Aarons once said to a group of UJA givers in Jerusalem. One Jew got up and he said, why must there always be war? Why can't we sit down with the Arabs, coffee and cake, and we work the problem out? And he said, sir, this is the Middle East, not the Middle West. That's right, it's the Middle East. And that's what the Arabs know and understand. If you're good to them, you're not good, you're weak. And if you're weak, you're dead. And if you're strong, they listen to you. I don't expect them to love me. I'm not the kind of Jew who walks around begging people to love him. I'm sick and tired of being, you know when people love us? After every Holocaust. That's when they love us. That's when they love us. That's when they give us plaques and monuments, and Jimmy Carter gives us a Holocaust commission. Well, I'm tired of Kaddish, and I'm tired of Yortzites, and I'm tired of plaques. And I don't want love, I want respect.
How could a religious man of your stature continue to oppress Palestinians in the same way the Nazis oppressed the Jewish people during World War II?
You know, I just love that kind of question. You people tried to kill us in the 1920s. In one day in 1929, you murdered 67 Jews in Hebron. What was bothering you then? The Jewish state? It didn't exist. The Israeli army? It didn't exist. Kahane? He wasn't born. You murdered 510 Jewish men, women, and children between 1936 and 38. What was bothering you then? The occupied territories of 67? You started 3 wars with us, and you lost. And now you cry. If you hadn't started the wars with us, you would have had a Palestine a long, long time ago. We'd have been living together, side by side. You didn't want that. You wanted everything. You started, you lost, you lose.
Why do we play games with them? It is precisely the leftists and the liberals who have contempt for the Arabs. They think that if we will give them higher living standards, an indoor toilet, they'll be good Arabs. What contempt? You can't buy a person's national pride with an indoor toilet, with higher living standards. The Arab is a proud person. And the only Jew that understands the Arab is a Jew who is a proud person. I understand the Arabs. They understand me. That's why they must go.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
As for racism, you are not a racist. That is your point of view, the stand you take.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
I'm not a racist, right?
Arabs are human beings, Jews are human beings.
Right.
So, how then can you argue from the point of view, from the underlying racist assumptions that Jews have certain rights to the land that Arabs have, that Palestinians have? It's the same land, people were born, same place. How can you say that you're not racist, yet advocate that argument?
For the simple reason that they don't believe that we have the right to the land. It's that simple. Short answer? Pithy. That's it. Did it penetrate?
No, it didn't. That's
Freshmen always have problems. Now,
I'm not a freshman.
now sophomores are even worse.
Not a sophomore either. I'm not a bigot either.
That's really a joke. That is really a joke. I have a very, very great sense of humor. On Sunday, 3 Jews were murdered in Jerusalem. I didn't hear the UN condemn the Arabs for murdering those Jews. I waited and 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 nothing. Nothing. I didn't hear the new Jewish agenda condemn them. I didn't hear Peace Now condemn them. Violence is a terrible thing, but sometimes it's terribly necessary. And that's a very, very sad thing. Don't talk to me about violence. I know what violence is. I've gone to prison for violence. I fought in a war in 1973. I know what violence is. Who wants violence? One has to be crazy to enjoy violence. But one has to be crazier to say, I'll never use violence. You try not to. You try very, very hard not to. And then in the end, if you have to, you kick butt. Jews suffer from a specific form of AIDS. A specific form of Jewish AIDS. It's called guilt. No one feels guiltier more than Jews do. We have honed it to a fine art. We feel guilty about surviving. We feel guilty about living. We feel guilty about having a Jewish state that persecutes the poor Palestinians who only tried to wipe us out for 70 years. So therefore, let me tell you something. It is better to win than to lose. For 2,000 years, we were losers. Today, we are winners. It is so much better to be a winner. It is better to live than to die. The world has loved us for 2,000 years because we died. It is better to live than to die, and it's better to have an Israel that is hated by the whole world than an Auschwitz that is loved by it. And know that, and understand that.